What is wrong with you, you frickin' psychopath? Why are you blowing up my phone with all these calls this late at night? I am trying to enjoy a night out at the club with my friends. Are you trying to be a buzzkill again? Look, you're my older sister, whatever, but this is my life. There you are, Jenna. I've been trying to contact you for hours. You need to hurry up and get over to Dad's hospital room. His condition has taken a massive turn for the worst, and he doesn't have much time. Do whatever you need to do. Call a taxi or whatever you have to do. It doesn't matter how you're dressed. Just get down here as fast as you can. Oh my God, is that all you wanted to tell me? He's done this a bunch of times before. He's doing fine, then all of a sudden it looks bad, but then it clears up in a few hours. I'm not wasting my time making a trip to the hospital right now. I can go and see him in the morning if I feel like it. I am exhausted from work today, and I think that I am the one who's going to die from pent-up stress if I don't let loose tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me, these hot guys at the table next to us just ordered us a round of shots, so I'm going to get back to drinking now. You just be a good little girl and watch over Dad for me, okay? I don't believe this. You're going to go out drinking rather than see your own father? And where do you get off trying to tell me that you're exhausted from work anyway? You barely even work at all. Ugh, I don't have the time to talk to you about that, though. Dad doesn't have time. This is not like the other times Dad's given us a scare, Megan. This is serious. You need to get down here. You are relentless, you know that? Fine. As soon as we're done drinking the shots those guys bought for us, we'll talk to them for a little while and then I'll come over. Congratulations, Captain Buzzkill. You have successfully killed my buzz yet again. How long are you going to be talking to them? I'm telling you, Dad does not have much time left. We're not talking weeks or days anymore. We're talking hours at most. What do you want from me? I already said I'm gonna go in a little bit. And don't you dare pretend like you love Dad more than me. You're not his real daughter like me. You were adopted. I don't believe you, Megan. How could you bring that up now of all times? That has absolutely nothing to do with anything. It's something I've been wanting to say to you for years. I've just been avoiding it because I'd rather not have that awkward conversation while Dad was around, but you've been super obnoxious lately, more so than usual. Plus, once Dad's gone, I won't have any reason to deal with you anymore. You won't be my sister. You'll be nothing to me at all. And I'll also admit that those shots I just took may have been what pulled the trigger. How could you say that to me? You're drunk. Whatever. I'll talk to you about this another time. The shots were just what gave me the courage to finally say what I've always thought about you. No, these feelings are 100% genuine. Whether Dad dies tonight or not, I was always going to cut ties with you sooner or later. So I figured I might as well get it all out in the open now. So it's true then. That really is what you've always thought of me? You should consider yourself lucky that I've held my tongue for this long. The way you always acted like you were my big sister, being all concerned about me, it made me sick. You're not my sister. You were adopted. So stop pretending. For the record, I wasn't pretending, but whatever. I'm not texting you to talk about our sibling relationship. I am texting you because Dad is dying. All you need to do is drop what you're doing and get over here. Got it? You're the one that doesn't get it, Jenna. I am nowhere near as drunk as I want to be because of you texting me. I'm gonna have one more drink and then go. How is it that I'm the drunk one, but you're the one having difficulty comprehending basic English sentences? Fine, whatever. Have your drink. But the second you finish drinking, call a taxi immediately. Serves you right, you goddamn brat. I hope that teaches you a lesson that you'll never forget. The funeral's over now, so your work is done here. Never show your face around any member of this family ever again. I don't get it, Megan. I thought I understood you, but I guess I don't. So tell me, why did you just punch me in the face in the middle of Dad's funeral? Because my dad picked you up out of the orphanage like you'd pick up a dog from the pound, but you still feel like you deserve to call yourself his daughter? I am done with you now. Disappear, vanish, leave town, whatever. I'm not letting a stray mutt like you get 1 cent of my inheritance. That money is for his real family, and that doesn't include you. You've been saying that to me basically every time you get drunk since the night Dad died. But this time you're sober, and you did it in front of the entire family. I guess that means you're serious. What was your first clue? I wouldn't have punched you if I weren't dead frickin' serious. All right then. I'm leaving. That's what you want, right? That's what I've wanted you to do ever since Dad brought you home. And just for the record, I have never even once thought of you as my sister, Jenna. I only ever called you that to make Dad happy. He's gone now, so I have no more reason to lie to you or anyone else. Now, if you don't mind, I've got a loving fiancé who's patiently awaiting my return. So you can go back to being single at 30 and spending all your time at the office like usual. Oh, you got engaged? I had no idea. Now that I think about it, though, weren't you dating one of the guys who worked for a client of ours? That's right, so my future is secure. I'm gonna have a big, happy family with tons of money. Something a forever alone loser like you will never have. Now, never talk to me again. Got it? Yeah, I got it. As you wish, I will never bother you again. I hope you have all the happiness that you deserve. Goodbye, Megan. Hey, what's going on, Jenna? Where are you? Answer your phone! I'm sorry, who is this? Stop screwing around. You know who I am. I'm your frickin' sister, you idiot. Sister? Sister. No, I'm sorry. That doesn't ring any bells. I don't have a sister. Yeah, I get it. Very funny. Aren't you clever? Now drop the act and start explaining. Why the hell are you the executor of Dad's estate and his successor at the company? I just showed up to work this morning only to find out that I've been fired. What is the meaning of this? It's like you said, Megan. Dad left me in charge of everything. I was the one who took care of him ever since he got sick, so he trusted me to do right by him. And yes, when he died, he left me in charge of things at his company. I mean, if it weren't for me, nothing would ever get done right around there anyway, so that's only natural. As for you, if you weren't around, well, not much at all would change. You leave early, come in late, take extra breaks, and in general do as little as possible to collect your paycheck. And now that we've cut off all ties between each other, now I have no reason to hold back from firing you. You have no right to fire me. This is my company. This was my dad's company, and I'm his only daughter. Only? I'm his only real daughter. That makes this company mine. Even if I were to hand over the company to you, all I would do is then start up my own company and make it a roaring success. So I could hand over the company to you if I wanted. But there's no way you could handle it as well as I can. Well, really all you are is a roadblock to the company's success. We're not family anymore, so it's time that you finally did what you should have done a long time ago and disappear. You're not going to get away with half-assing your way to a full-time salary and benefits anymore. You can go and find a company who's willing to hire a complete flunky and work for them. I won't let you get away with this. And hey, if you're the executor of Dad's estate, when am I getting my money? It's all going to me, right? I'm his only daughter. I'm afraid not, Megan. Before he died, Dad talked to me a lot about his regrets, including you. He said that he realized far too late that he had spoiled you. Because of that, you grew up without ever developing a respectful work ethic or financial sense. He knows that since you never had to work for any of your money, you don't understand the value of anything and waste all your money on stupid nonsense. He wants you to support yourself, to go off by yourself and live off your own money. What are you talking about? My dad was filthy stinkin' rich, so what if I spend however much I want on whatever I want whenever I want? And besides, I work more than enough already. Do you even know what our company does? It seems like all you do on every project you get assigned to is lower the team's motivation. That, and you end up sleeping with any attractive men at our client firms that you can get your hands on. Did you think I didn't know about that? What? Who told you about that? Give me their name right now. I'm going to tear them a new one. I won't be divulging the names of my sources. And by the way, if you did tear them a new one, the only thing that would happen is you'd get thrown in prison. You're not getting out of this, Megan. It's time for you to work for the first time in your life. No more living off your family members. Okay, for the record, I've only ever spent my own money. What's wrong with that? Oh, is that right? That means you must have savings, so it wouldn't be a problem for you to get fired then. Of course it's a problem! This is my dad's company. Give it back! Not gonna happen, Megan. While I may have been adopted, I am no less our dad's daughter. I'm in charge of his estate. If you don't want to take my word for it, you can read his will yourself. It clearly states that you get nothing. I'll send you a copy later this afternoon. I highly recommend that you read the whole thing, too. It might just tell you something about Dad that I'm sure you'll want to know. I don't believe this. I'll figure out some way around that stupid will. But aren't you getting married anyway? I don't see what your problem is. You and your fiancé can support each other through the difficult times. And we will! God, your attitude pisses me off. That's it. I can't talk to you anymore. I'm out. I'm gonna go and have the happiest life I could ever ask for with my fiancé. Be my guest. Never contact me again. Do you understand me? Megan, you're the one who texted me today.
Hi, Jenna. I wanted to thank you again for having dinner with me today. It was great to have the chance to talk to you in person. I know a lot of great restaurants in the area that I'd love to take you to. I'll have to invite you out again sometime soon.
I'd like that. Thank you too, Kyle. I had a great time. I'm sorry I kept you so long, though. I just had so much fun talking to you that I kind of lost track of time.
Nah, you don't need to apologize for anything. It was my pleasure. You had such a fascinating perspective as someone who's running an entire company at such a young age. My company has been a client of yours for quite some time now, so I knew your father well. I'll have to admit, I was rather surprised to hear about the circumstances of the leadership change.
Yeah, I'm sorry you had to find out this way. But really, I was more shocked to find out that your brother grew up in the same orphanage as I did. I don't think I've ever met anyone else from there since I left. And he's getting married? That's so wonderful to hear. You'll have to tell him congratulations for me.
I'll be sure to do that. It was a great experience for me too. To see someone in the same position as my older brother become such a phenomenal success was incredibly inspiring. It makes me think I need to step up my act a little bit.
I'd say you're doing plenty well for yourself already, Kyle. I hope your brother's wife's family is as understanding of the circumstances of his birth as you are. The truth is, I kind of had a falling out with my sister related to me being adopted recently. And by kind of, I mean, she punched me in the face. So I get a bit jealous when I hear of people with more positive family environments.
Wait, is that what the bruise on your chin was from?
Oh, so you did see it. I guess I didn't do a good enough job covering it up with foundation. I'm sorry you had to see that.
No, please don't apologize. I did notice it, but... well, you know, it's not exactly an easy topic to breach during a business conversation. I'm terribly sorry that happened to you.
It's all right. Ever since my dad died, things between me and my sister, his biological daughter, have been weird. They raised me like their very own, despite me being adopted. And I found out lately that my sister has always been a bit sore about that. But we've cut ties now, and in all honesty, it's a bit of a relief to me.
I'll bet it was. Man, I suppose I'll never fully understand the difficulties of being an adopted child. Now that you mention it, I haven't told my fiancé that my older brother was adopted yet.
Really? You mean that conversation has never come up before?
No, actually. It's always been a fact of life to me. I never thought much of it. But if she's going to be my wife, then she's going to have to accept him. If not, then I wouldn't want anything to do with her. It doesn't matter that we're not related by blood. My brother will always be my brother.
Wow, Kyle. You really are a wonderful brother. I wish I could have had as good of a relationship with my sister as you do with your brother.
I know it may not be my place to speak to your family matters, but I wouldn't worry too much about your sister if I were you. You're quite the eligible bachelorette. I'm sure you'll meet a wonderful person and build a happy family of your own.
We'll see about that, I guess. Thanks for everything, Kyle. I feel much better after talking to you.
I'm glad I could be of service. You have my number. I'd be happy to hear you out whenever you got worries on your mind.
I might just take you up on that. But I'm sure you're super busy getting ready for your wedding and everything. Maybe we can have dinner together after all of that is settled down. Actually, I'd love to get the chance to talk to your brother. Maybe you could bring both him and your wife along as well?
That would be fantastic. I'll talk to him and see what he thinks.
Hey, what did you say to Kyle? Thanks to you, he's so pissed off at me that he broke up with me. Yeah, Kyle told me all about it. Now, in my defense, when I talked to Kyle the other day, I didn't know he was your fiancé. I knew that you were dating someone at one of our client companies, but I didn't know anything more specific than that. I can't believe Kyle's older brother was adopted. Not just that, but he was placed in the exact same orphanage as you were? What are the odds of that? I couldn't believe it either when Kyle told me. It was enough of a surprise to hear his older brother was adopted, but when he mentioned the name of the orphanage, I just about fainted. When I first started talking about my history at the orphanage, Kyle got this curious sort of look on his face. He asked me a few questions, and then he got really wide-eyed and said, "No way! I'm pretty sure that's the same place my parents adopted my brother from." It was quite shocking for both of us. Well, I am super glad the two of you enjoyed yourselves. But why did you have to go blabbing about that to my fiancé? You told him about how I punched you at Dad's funeral too, didn't you? If you could have just kept your big, fat, stupid adopted mouth shut, I wouldn't be single again right now. Did you ever even think to ask Kyle about why he broke up with you? He told me everything. I'm sure if you cared to talk with him, he would have told you too. According to him, what really set him off was the fact that you told me that I wasn't your real sister or Dad's real daughter. So that alone would have probably been enough for him to kick you to the curb, but then you punched me on top of that? He said that he'd never been so disappointed in a person in his life. I can't believe you told him all of that. You did this on purpose, didn't you? You wanted to get Kyle to break up with me. You just couldn't handle seeing me happy. No, it was actually a total coincidence. I never meant for any of this to happen. I'd been so busy with the transition work into my new position that I didn't have time to talk to any of our client companies about Dad dying. Kyle saw a company email with Dad's name gone and my name in its place and called the company to ask what had happened. He invited me to dinner to introduce himself, and we talked about Dad and business for most of the time. Then we delved a bit into our personal lives, and that's when he figured out the whole orphanage thing. I had no idea that Kyle was your fiancé when I brought up the time you punched me at Dad's funeral. I was really shocked when he called me later to tell me that he had broken up with you. I don't care about how your conversation happened. All I care about is what you're going to do to fix this. Think about everything you've done to me in the last few weeks. You stole my job, my fiancé, and my inheritance. Not to mention, before he died, you even stole Dad from me. You're wrong, Megan. I didn't do any of that. You did all of that yourself. Don't you realize that? Think about the night when Dad died, Megan. If you would have just come right away when I called you, you would have made it in time to see Dad. But what did you do? You stayed right in that club and drank with those guys you met that night. You didn't get to the hospital until the next morning, and you were so drunk the previous night that you didn't even remember anything that happened. You denied yourself your very last opportunity to speak to your own father so you could get drunk. And you denied Dad his last opportunity to see his daughter in this world. How could you do that? What was I supposed to do? I was having fun. You know, fun, the thing where you laugh and smile and enjoy life. I don't care how much fun you were having. You knew that Dad was dying, but you refused to answer your phone. Then when I finally got a hold of you, you decided to keep drinking. If you had called a taxi right then, you would have made it in time. I told Dad you were on your way, but do you know what he said to me? You don't have to lie to me, Jenna. I know she's not coming. Shut up! You're to blame for everything. Why did he have to adopt you anyway? He already had a real daughter, me. If not for that, I'd still have Dad's money, Dad's company, and my fiancé. It's not like I wanted things to turn out this way. All I wanted was to have a loving sibling relationship with you. I tried so hard to close the distance between us, but you pushed me away every single time. Meanwhile, I did everything I could to show our parents how grateful I was that they took me in. I did my best to help out wherever I could at Dad's company, and I didn't complain even once about how you treated me. You shouldn't have wasted your time on me. I would never want to get all buddy-buddy with a filthy stray mutt like you. I've grown more than accustomed to all the nasty things you've said to me, but how do you think it made Dad feel to hear that kind of talk? He didn't know, though. I was never mean to you around him. He knew, Megan, and it broke his heart. But he still held out hope that we would be able to reconcile. Eventually, though, he realized he wouldn't live to see that day. He told me before he died that if you were to ever change your ways, then you would be entitled to receive your share of his inheritance. He did? And you failed the test, Megan. Miserably. So now you get what you wanted. You will never again have to deal with your stray mutt adopted sister. After that, Megan started profusely apologizing and told me she wanted to be a better sister from now on, but I didn't believe a word she said. I knew that it was all just a desperate ploy to try and get some money out of me. The last I heard, she was out on her own somewhere in the city, living in an old apartment and looking for work. I'm not going to concern myself with her situation anymore, though. She can take care of herself from now on.
You useless good-for-nothing little parasite. Just how long are you going to be mooching of my family, huh? Don't you have any sense of shame at all of what you're doing, you stupid woman?
Molly, I do not know where any of this is coming from, but can you please not send me messages like this? I mean, I already have to deal with this enough from you at home. I don't need this kind of nonsense following me to work, where I am right now.
Oh, please, don't you talk to me about your work. You think you're so great just because you have a job? You don't even make that much. And on top of that, you always use it as an excuse to get out helping me, keeping the house clean. You're just utterly useless.
Oh, it's actually not an excuse. I have a full-time job and sometimes I have to help you keep the house clean and other times I do not. Would you rather I quit my job so that I can be around the house all the time to help you?
What is that supposed to be? Some kind of threat or something? I already told you that you can't try and lord your name little job over me when you make such little money. When I was your age, I was working and keeping the house clean all by myself, and I never complained once about it. I just wish that you and Mike would finally get a divorce and save me from having to deal with such a terrible daughter-in-law yourself. I really have no idea what he sees in you or what he was thinking marrying you. Not only are you completely useless around the house, but you're also just fat and ugly, and I can't believe anyone would ever love you.
Well, I guess I'm sorry for being so far then, Molly, but I really don't think that you need to be saying any of this to me to get your point across. And just because you don't think that I'm doing enough doesn't mean that I'm doing plenty of things that you're just plain unaware of. So I really would appreciate it if you could just keep your rude comments to yourself and please stop treating me like this. I'm not asking you to praise me or say what a good job that you think I'm doing or anything like this. All that I am asking of you is that you keep all these mean comments and rude things to yourself and just let us get on with our lives.
Well, unfortunately for you, I have no intention of stopping any of what I'm saying. And why should I, when all I'm doing is telling the truth?
I really don't see why you have to insist on saying all this stuff, though. I mean, I am trying to be polite here and asking you to cut it out.
And just what makes you think that you're in a position to be telling me anything at all? Do you even know how much I dislike you? I have been at the limits of my patience ever since you and Mike got married, and I have pushed away beyond them for some time now. I will not be censored just by I'm hurting your feelings.
Molly! I really don't understand why you always have to try and take things so far. I am not trying to censor you or say what you are or are not allowed to say to me. I am just asking, for the good of the peace of the house, that you please stop doing this. I mean, I'm still not sure what I've done to you at all to deserve this.
You think that you can play all sweet and innocent just because my son and husband like you? But they don't know you like I do. They haven't seen the darkness inside. I know that you think you're better than all of us, and you're just laughing at my whole family behind our backs, aren't you?
I'm really doing nothing like that at all, and I'm really glad that your husband and I get along so well. If you're upset at me for trying to get along with my husband and father-in-law, then I really just don't know what to say to this. But I can tell you that I really do not appreciate the way that you're talking to me right now at all. If anyone is acting completely irrationally and being rude or putting people down, that it's you. Everyone else in this house gets along just fine.
And just what are you trying to say with that, huh? You think that I'm jealous of you or something like that? There's no way that I would be jealous of a fat, ugly, useless girl such as yourself. I'm not jealous of you or anything like that. I just really, really, really can't stand you one bit. Your smug face, your brown nose and attitude. How dare you try and cozy up to my family and leech off of our money when you're not even related to us? I can't stand a woman like you.
I know that we're not related by blood, but I am married to your son, and you are my mother-in-law. I don't really get why you are so upset with me living with you all when I work and contribute to everything. But instead, you just insist on insulting me and putting me down all of the time. It really doesn't make me feel good. Do you know that? But if you really think there's some problem with me or that I have some nefarious intentions with your family, then why come to me about it? Why not go and talk to your son or your husband and convince them instead? I think I know the reason, and I think it's because you know that you're the only one who feels like this.
You young women are all the same. You think you know so much better than the woman who came before you, just because you're young and pretty. Well, let me tell you something, young lady. One day you won't be so young. You're already not very pretty anyways. So you better just learn your place.
Okay, well, you keep saying that you're not jealous, but between how many times you're repeating how not jealous you are and that bit about youth, it's looking like jealousy to me. And I'm sorry, but I'm at work and I really don't have time to deal with someone's pretty little jealousy, so I think I'm going to go.
You really are just a horrible, disgusting, awful, useless little brat. Do you know that? I'm never ever going to let you get away with what you're doing to my family. Do you hear me?
That's fine, because I really don't think that I'm doing anything besides trying to be friends and a good member of the family.
I will make sure that you are run out of this house and that you never ever come back again. You're going to pay for what you've done. And I won't let you get away with this.
Molly, please calm down. You are just being ridiculous. I don't see what there is that is even worth getting so upset over. I really don't think that I'm doing anything to your family at all, and if you think I am, then you should go and talk to them about it. But quite frankly, I have no idea what you are talking about in the slightest. And all you are doing is being mean and saying scary things to me. So if this is all the conversation is going to be, then I think I'll just get back to doing my work.
You don't have to worry about coming home at all today, or ever again for that matter.
Hello, Molly. What on earth could you possibly be talking about today? I am sure that I'm going to regret even asking that.
As of this day, you and Mike are nothing to each other. I did what any good mother would do and stepped in to sign your divorce papers. Now they're already mailed off to be processed, and nothing you can do is going to stop this.
Hold on a second. You submitted divorce papers for Mike and I? By yourself? Without asking either of us first?
That's right, and now that you two aren't married anymore, I'm well within my rights to chase you out of this house forever. Finally, I can get rid of this awful parasite that is leeching off my family for so long.
Wait a second. So you really actually did that? You really forged divorce papers and then submitted them to the court? And now you're telling me that your son and I are going to be officially divorced?
I'm glad you understand so that I don't have to break it down for you any further, but that's right. And now that you and my son are split up, there is no reason at all for a little blood-sucking vampire like you to hang around here anymore. So why don't you just go and leave us alone forever? I haven't been this happy since I can't remember when. I've been wanting to do this for so long.
So I take it that you did this not knowing that I was actually paying for everything in this house and for everyone inside it then, right? Although, I suppose if you did know that and you were so upset with me that you didn't care about that at all and just wanted me out of the house that badly, that I can almost kind of respect.
Wait, what? What do you mean you were supporting everyone in the house? Is that supposed to be some kind of joke or something? You think I'm really gonna fall for that? I knew from the very beginning that you never had anyone but your own interests. Don't you dare try and tell me that you were really doing everything for us. I know that you've always have been and always will be just a horrible, useless little leech, and that's why I broke you and Mike up.
Wow, so you really just have no idea what it is that you've just done to your family at all then? Do I understand that right? But okay, since you've already gone so far as to do this, I guess I'll just do as you say and go away. But don't say that I didn't try to warn you, Molly.
Oh, please. You do know that you're not fooling anyone with this little act of yours, don't you? I know that you were nothing but a burden to all of us, and that's why I got rid of you. I never liked you from the very beginning, and now I finally figured out a way to get rid of you once and for all.
Well, then thanks a lot for setting me free, I guess. I really do appreciate it.
You don't have to pretend so hard for me, Linda. I know that you're really destroyed inside. Don't act like you wanted this to happen, now that it's already too late.
There is no pretending going on whatsoever, Molly. I really am happy that this happened and that you did it for me. You have no idea just how grateful I really am to be putting all of this behind me. I thought I was going to be stuck in this situation forever. Anyways, I'm going to the courthouse now.
What are you going to the courthouse for? Are you going to try and tell them that those divorce papers are fake? It won't matter. They'll have already been processed them by now. Your marriage is over and there isn't a single thing that you can do about it.
You think I'm going to the courthouse to try and cancel a divorce request? No way! This is finally my chance to get out of this horrible situation. There's no way that I would sabotage myself by doing something like that.
Your chance? What are you talking about? I was the one who kicked you out. You shouldn't be happy about this. You should be furious. You're left with nothing. No family, no home, no anything. Just where are you going to sleep tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess I'll have to go and find a new place then, won't I? Well, anyways, good luck with everything on your end.
Me? Good luck? No. You good luck. I don't need good luck. I have my family around me, but you have nothing. Don't you get that? What is wrong with you? Are you really that stupid that you don't get what I've done to you?
Oh, I get it just fine, thank you. And thanks again so much for doing this for me. I really can't stress that enough.
I just got a letter of eviction in the mail. The letter said that all three of us were supposed to move out of the house as soon as possible. Not only that, but the letter was addressed from you. Is this supposed to be some kind of prank or something?
Sorry, what are you talking about? I didn't really care to read through all of that. You got some mail or something?
Don't you pretend like you don't know what this is about. You're the one who sent the letter, and I want to know what the big idea is.
Right, yeah, I sent you the letter and now you have to vacate the house. Is there something that you're not understanding about that? I think if you read the letter, it is all laid out for you in plain English. I didn't think that it would be such a hard concept for you to grasp. It's my house, so I'm kicking all of you out and selling it. It really is that simple. Do you understand now?
This has to be some kind of sick joke, right? You can't be serious about that. You don't own this home. It's ours. You can't just say that you own it, send some letter, and expect us to do whatever you say.
Well, it might have started off as your home, but it certainly isn't your house anymore. You remember how I said I was going to the courthouse, right? Well, that's because I needed to fill out some forms and correct the name on the deed of the house.
Correct the name on the deed? What did you do? What are you talking about?
I mean that the house might have been under your family name since I got it after Mike and I were married. But after we got divorced, I went through and applied to change my name back to my maiden one. And that included changing my name on everything from the house to the car title. It's all mine now. Well, it always was, but now there's not a doubt.
Hold on a second. Is that why you've been taking so long in returning our car to us?
Well, again, like I just said, it was never your car. It was always mine. I put the money down on it and I've been the one making payments for it. All I did was revert everything back to my maiden name, so no. You and your family can't even try to lay any kind of claim to it whatsoever.
Wait, what? This doesn't make any sense at all. How can you just do that to someone's property?
Let's get one thing clear. You and your family never were paying for anything. Your names were not on any loans or deeds or titles. I was paying for everything for everyone this whole time with my own salary. So now that we're divorced, all of that reverts to me.
Wait a second. I just went to my office and looked through my copies of all the important documents that we have. And what you said is true. It really was your name on everything, but with our last name. Are you really telling me that this means we'll have to move out? You can't do that to us. It isn't fair at all.
I take it this means that you, Mike, and your husband still haven't been filled in on just what's about to happen. You might want to fill them in, because I've been ignoring every call and text the two of them have been sending me. You'd think they would have figured out that something was up after a week has gone by now.
I just told them that you told me that you were going on a last-minute vacation out of the country and that you weren't getting back to them because you weren't going to have any service. But I had no idea that you were going to do something like this to our own family. It's sick. How can you live with yourself? How can you just throw us out?
Well, I'm afraid that you're asking those questions to the wrong person. You really should have done your homework before you just sent off your forged divorce papers for Mike and I. But like you said, it's too late to do anything about it now. So I just did what I could. Changed my name on my documents, and now the house and car and everything is all mine. Like it always was, really. And I've already found a buyer for the house. So, you all need to move out as soon as possible, or else you will be forcibly evicted.
But this can't... It has to be a joke. You can't honestly be telling me that you were the one paying for everything for all of us this whole time. Was this your idea this whole time? Hold the house hostage so that if I ever kick you out, then you can get your revenge on us like this?
Of course not. That was never my intention with any of this at all. I wanted to pay because I could afford it and you all were my family. But did you really never once question who it was putting down payments on some of the largest things around here? I mean, do you know anything about who makes how much money in this family? Do you not know anything about how the house has been run at all?
I don't understand. This can't be happening to me right now. I refuse to believe a word that you're saying to me.
Believe it or not, I've been paying for everything for the past year that we've all been living together.
But then, what about my husband? What about Mike? What have they been doing this whole time?
Well, for your husband, I was actually also paying down his debt for him.
His debt? What is that supposed to mean? My husband doesn't have any debt. You have no idea what you're saying at all.
So you're telling me that neither your son nor your husband told you that they were unemployed then? You really ought to be showing me a bit more gratitude for all that I've been doing for you, you know.
Hold on a second. The two of them are unemployed? As in, neither of them are working at all? That can't be right.
Well, it is. Once again, I don't really know what to tell you except that you should really be focusing more on important details like this.
You're lying to me. I don't believe you. It can't be true at all. You're just trying to trick me.
I really am not trying to trick you at all. I've been very honest about what's been going on around here for the past year. But if you haven't been paying any attention whatsoever, I understand how this all might be a shock to you. But you can really only blame your own ignorance.
But then, everything, the home, loan, the car payments, the utilities, it's all been you?
That's what I've been trying to tell you. I assume that you probably thought it was your husband or son covering those things. But it was me, the whole time. Now that you've gone and split Mike and I up, though, I don't really see any need to keep doing that for you all.
But why didn't anyone ever say anything about this to me? What's the matter with everyone? I deserve to know this.
It's probably because they didn't want to deal with you since they knew how you would act if you knew the truth.
And just what is that supposed to mean, huh? What way did they think I would act if I found out that neither of them had a job?
Well, you'd probably just be on their backs all the time about job hunting and working and not having enough money. I can't really say that I blame them for keeping it a secret from you. I mean, you were just one of the nosiest, rudest people I've ever known, and I would probably do the same if I was them. But honestly, I am just glad that you are not going to be my problem anymore. It's so nice to be rid of you.
What is that supposed to mean? How are you to get rid of me? I'm still your mother-in-law. You can't do this.
Actually, you're not my mother-in-law. Mike and I are divorced, remember? So given all that, I really don't owe you a single thing.
But why didn't you fight the divorce me? Could it be that you wanted to leave Mike this whole time?
What do you think? I was living in a house full of unemployed and unmotivated people who never showed me any gratitude for all that I was doing for them. On top of that, he never once stood up for me against you while he eagerly asked me to pay for every little thing of his. Do you really think that's a marriage worth staying in?
But then, you're just going to leave us all like that?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds really wonderful, actually. I mean, I don't want anything to do with you or your family ever again.
I just don't even know what to say. How could this happen to us?
I can tell you how. You were a horrible bully who took it upon yourself to get your son and I divorced, and now I'm free of all of you. So I have to say that I really am grateful for all that you did for me. Consider us even now.
Linda, you can't be serious about this. Please, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for bullying you. I'm sorry for the divorce. I'm sorry for everything. Can't we just make this up and be friends again? Think of how hard you're going to make things for us.
Yeah, that's a no. I don't want anything to do with any of you ever again. You do understand what that means, don't you?
But why not? Why can't we just go back to the way things were?
That's exactly the problem. The way things were was awful, and I don't want that for me ever again. I couldn't bring myself to ask for a divorce before now, but now that it's already done, I'll happily accept it. Anyways, good luck figuring out between the three of you who is going to have to get off their butts and find a job. After that, Molly continued to spam by phone, begging me to forgive her and take her and her family back. It was honestly starting to get just a little pathetic, and so I finally blocked her. They had until the end of the week to pack their bags, and when Sunday came, they were gone and the house was completely empty. I heard from neighbors that all that week, loud arguments could be heard from the house. Molly was forced by her family to go back to work since she was the one who ruined the setup that they had been enjoying so much. But even her salary wasn't enough for all of them, and before long they were all working in some form or another.
Are you also planning on coming to my wedding now, Faith? Jasmine, congratulations on getting married. And yes, I am planning on coming along to your wedding as well. I received your invitation a while back and made sure to RSVP, but perhaps you never heard anything about that yet? I have heard all about that already, and that's the whole reason I'm asking you if you're coming or not. Why would you be asking me if I'm coming or not again then? You're still planning to come to my very special day even though you're in a wheelchair? Why would you do that? And actually, what do you have against me that makes you want to come and ruin the one day I ask for everything to be perfect? So that's what all this is about then. What you're telling me, Jasmine, is that you don't actually want me to come to your wedding then. And that's why you're trying to make it seem as though I'm going to come to your wedding with the want to destroy it? I'm not just trying to make it seem that way, though. I know that when you come into the wedding hall in that moving jail cell of yours, you're going to make sure the whole atmosphere goes sour. What do you actually think you're doing coming to my wedding in that thing? I'm telling you that there will be no place for disabled people like you at my wedding. I don't need you to have a seat or anything prepared for me anyway, as I'm already sitting and can just roll up behind everyone else. I'm sure that it may be difficult for me to see such things if I'm behind a bunch of other people, but I'll make things work when I get there. You really want to come to my wedding that badly, huh? Don't you realize that having to cater to a cripple during the whole day will cause others to become stressed out? Seriously, why the hell are you wanting to come to the wedding? It's a mystery to me. You're going to be a huge disturbance for everyone, yet you still think it's okay to come? A disturbance? You really think I'm going to allow myself to get in everyone else's way while I'm there? Actually, can you explain to me in detail how I'm going to be a disturbance to everyone at your wedding? I'm sure you'll have a hard time giving me some examples of that, so perhaps you should stop trying to make me out as some sort of heartless monster. Well, it's only natural that the one being a huge disturbance wouldn't bother thinking about all the problems they can cause. You're being pretty rude today, Jasmine. But I guess I should be expecting that sort of behavior from you. Well, I understand how you feel about me coming on your once-in-a-lifetime day. But you're not the only person that's allowed to invite people to your wedding, and it seems to me that someone else would really like me to be there. So what choice should I make when it comes to me coming or not? It's still your wedding after all, so if you really do want me to stay away from your wedding, then I'll listen to you and do as you wish. I know that my brother wants you to be there, but he's way too nice of a person to tell you the truth to your face. I mean, that's probably the whole reason behind him ending up with a crippled woman in the first place. He was too nice to say no to you back then, and even now he can't bring himself to say no to you and tell you the reality of things. Maybe he just likes to be a charitable person, and this was his way of sacrificing something he had for another, lesser being. What do you think about being a bit nicer to me, Jasmine? Not only are you being rude to me, but you've started to say things about Hank that I'm sure he'd be upset about. You're the one feeding off his kindness, so what makes you think I care about how I'm making you feel right now? Well, here's something for you, Faith. I do not see you as anyone close to my sister-in-law, okay? And the reason for that is because I felt very bad for my poor brother and the fact that he forced himself to be with you. How about you go try and tell something like that to Hank then instead of me? I'm sure that you letting him know how you'd feel about him and I will quickly get you the results a whole lot quicker than telling me. Because you sitting there going off on me like this is not going to get you anywhere or change anything between us at all. So if you really don't want me to come to your wedding and you have a good reason for it, then tell your brother that and see what he thinks. Faith, you're really a pain to deal with and a disgusting woman. I'm asking you to stay away from my wedding with the hopes that my brother never has to know the real reason why. Without him knowing why you don't want me there? You know that he's going to become suspicious about things the moment I don't come with him to the wedding hall. I have no idea why you even think it's possible to hide something like that from him. Oh, maybe you're trying to say that you don't want him finding out about how twisted of a soul you have and about the way you've been talking to me right now? Shut up! Listen to me, Faith, if you actually do come to my wedding, then I'm never going to forgive you for it. And another thing, if you say anything to my brother that would cause him to suspect I've done anything, I'll make you regret ever coming around him or I. So if you'd like to find out what I'll do to you after coming, then be my guest. At least in my case, if I were you, I'd stay away and not even try to poke the bear, which is me. Well, if you're saying that you don't want me talking with your brother about any of this, then how am I supposed to stay away from your wedding without him noticing? I'm sure if you put some thought into all of this, you would understand why what you're asking for is not making any sense. How about to stop myself from being a disturbance at the wedding, I just show up for a little bit to say hi to everyone and then head back home? That should be okay with you, right? I'm telling you that I don't even want to see your face on my special day. Well, I'm trying to think of what to do for your sake, Jasmine. Anyway, I need to go. Goodbye. And with that, have you finally been given the chance to think about all I'd said to you earlier? Maybe you came all the way here today to learn the truth about where you stand in this family and within society itself. Kicking me down on the day of your own dang wedding? Do you understand what you've just done to me, Jasmine? You've just gone and wrecked my wheelchair by doing all of that to me. Looking at you right now, you really do look like a fish out of water, wiggling around on the floor. You know, I had to kick you in that wheelchair after you came here uninvited. If it wasn't for that hunk of metal that you're stuck in, I wouldn't have had to go through all this work showing you that you don't belong here. So you kicked me down just because I'm in a wheelchair? Are you seriously going to tell me that you have no idea how horrible of a person you're being right now saying things like that to me? I get that you don't want me to be here today on your most important day, but are you not aware that you took things a bit too far to show me that? Just know that if you say anything about this to my brother, I'm going to kick you down even harder and send you to the hospital. It'd suck having to be kicked down again, even now that you don't have anything to help you move around anymore, right? Hearing that I'll do it again to you should help make your choice pretty clear right now, right? Jasmine, you've shown me today that no matter what I try saying to you about the way you've been treating me, my words will never enter your ears. I've told you plenty of times now. I don't even see you as my sister-in-law, so you should not be coming to my wedding. What kind of stranger thinks it's okay to come into some random person's wedding like you have, especially when you're a cripple? I'm not going to have a place for you here, so you're just wasting everyone's time and energy by barging in. I can see that you're having a great time saying such discriminating things about me, but do you really now see how disgusting of a person you're being right now? I'm not going to listen to anything a low-life cripple has to say about me. Especially one that's just been kicked down after showing up to a wedding for someone she doesn't even know and was never invited to. And why would I ever invite you to my wedding when you're stuck in that chair? If after being kicked out of that chair has taught you anything about your position in this world, then go ahead and leave my wedding.
Then, we're heading home as well.
Huh?
This would be Faith's husband, and since it seems you're taking things that far, we're going to head home ourselves.
Huh? Hank? Faith's husband would be you, right, Hank? What are you going on about? Today is your little sister's wedding, right? I'm sorry that I have to kick your wife out of here, but my older brother leaving my wedding to go back home isn't okay, right? You're part of my family.
Well, Faith is part of my family, and I'm not going to let you continue to harass her the way you have been. And to make sure that it can never happen again between you and her, I'm going to be cutting ties with you.
Hold on, man. Do you even understand what you're saying to me, Hank? You're supposed to be nice all the time, right? So why are you saying something so scary to me right now? Did something change inside you? Because you're acting really strange. Did Faith end up saying something to you that she shouldn't have?
Before you start to even question the way I'm acting right now, how about you take a look at what you've done to her and answer that question? You literally just kicked my wife out of her wheelchair at your own wedding. There's no way in hell I'm going to be forgiving you for doing something so ridiculous to her.
I told you to hold on a second. Are you really this upset with me right now over something like that? The way you're treating me is really worrying me now. What should we do about this? After hearing something like that from your normally kind and precious older brother, you're probably starting to sweat now, right? Huh? Is this you, Faith? What was up with that? Are you trying to give me a freaking heart attack with that crap? Trying to fake being my brother and sending messages like that is the worst thing you could do to the bride on her wedding day. I'm not going to continue talking to someone that's a complete freak if she can't talk about things with me like an adult. That's what I've been thinking about you, Jasmine. What? What you just heard from Hank was actually typed by him. And after what he's heard about you and the way you've been treating me, he is very upset and will probably not take things lightly around you anymore. Actually, he's going to talk about this with some family and friends now. Huh? He's going to talk about what with all of them right now? Oh, they're starting to say that they all want to leave as well now. What? What the hell are you talking about, Faith? I'd really like it if you stopped talking like a crazy person around me and started to explain what all of that means, please. Everyone is starting to make it seem as though they're fine with cutting ties with you, so don't worry about what they're all doing. As of right now, they've all sided with me on thinking that you're acting like a jerk because of everything you've said and done to me. There's no way they'd all side with you, though. They're all family and friends of mine. Why are they starting to side with a stranger, and a crippled stranger at that? Jasmine, the whole reason for that is that what you'd done to me was not the right thing to do. What did I do to you? When it comes to everything you've done, everything you've thought of, it's all been wrong. And not just wrong, but far from normal, actually. And Hank being pissed at you is the correct response to all of that. And right now, everyone is beginning to walk out of the building, and I think I'm going to head home myself now. Wait a second. Are you actually telling the truth right now? Now you have yourself a wonderful day doing this wedding with none of your friends or family around. And as for the wheelchair of mine that you've ruined, I'll be coming to you later to get the money to repair it. You can understand me doing that, right? You want to come and get money from me now? What the hell? I've never heard of anyone ever doing that to someone for teaching them a simple lesson. I told you everything just a second ago, Jasmine. You can read, can't you? What I said is that you've wrecked my wheelchair after kicking me out of it. For some reason, an idiot like you thought it was a good idea to kick me out of the one thing that I rely on to get around, as well as broke it in the process. So now I need to take my wheelchair in to be repaired, and you're going to be the one paying for all the repairs that need to be made to it. Not only is the structure of it bent, but you also broke one of the front wheels off the chair. That'll only cost a few $100s to repair, right? Well, it would be nice if it only cost that much, but based off all the damage you've done, it'll cost way more than that. But I have no way of paying you that kind of money right now. Also, my family and friends leaving my wedding is crazy, right? If my husband and his family find out about all of this, things will go way downhill for me. Well, it looks to me like they already know all about what's going on here today between you and I, but... Huh? What do you mean by that? What happened between you and I? I'm saying that they know about how you came up to me and kicked me out of my wheelchair and onto the floor, as well as broke my wheelchair in the process. Apparently, one of your husband's family members saw this all go down, and since you're in your wedding dress, they know it had to have been you doing that to me. They then went ahead and told your husband about all of that in a panic. Wait, what you're saying should have never happened today. Crap. Now they're saying that they want this wedding to be canceled after what's happened. Well, that would be the best choice after what everyone's heard and seen from you. Now, even your husband's side of the family is shocked by the character you've displayed today, and I'm sure they all don't want you staying married to your husband. And that poor family member that had to witness all of that in the first hand today, I'm sure they never expected you to be the kind of person that thinks it's okay to kick someone out of their wheelchair. But I'm sure anyone would have been shocked by seeing that. This is all way too screwed up. Saying that they want this wedding to be canceled now. All I wanted was for cripples like you to stay out of my wedding. That's it. It was also that my day and my husband's day would be perfect and not ruined by someone who can't stand up on their own. Why did you have to come here today and ruin everything that I worked so hard for? This is all your fault that I'm going to have to leave here today with no fond memories of my husband and I. I told you that you're a disturbance, yet you came here anyway. Perhaps this is all happening because you've acted like a schoolyard bully today? Excuse me? Just because I'm in a wheelchair doesn't mean that I was the one being a disturbance to everyone today. I think that the reason your wedding is going to be canceled is because you thought it was a good idea to do all of that ridiculous crap to me. And now everyone knows the real you. So stop trying to blame your wedding going under on me when all I did was come into the wedding hall and say hi. And now your brother is fed up with you, Jasmine. So when I say that he's planning on cutting ties with you, I'm being serious. There's no freaking way, though, that he'd want to cut ties with me. Stop trying to say things like that for my brother without him being here to defend himself. Do you really think that I'm lying about what he said? You just heard him a second ago, right? He said it himself that he doesn't want you coming around us anymore. In other words, saying he's cutting ties with you. He knows the truth about what you've done to me and knows that you have no intention of being nice to me anymore. Not that you ever were, though. Before today, I was actually doing my very best to keep myself from telling Hank about the way you'd been treating me. But after what you'd done today, and with one of your husband's family members witnessing everything, there's no way to hide your disgusting behavior from anyone anymore. And so after explaining everything to Hank, this is the result. Explained everything to him? He has not heard everything just yet. All I had to do was tell him about what you'd done today, as well as show him all the texts you'd sent me recently, and that was enough for him to have a very good understanding of what you think of me. Well, look, this is all really screwed up. It looks like he's already gone and told everyone about us now, and they're all leaving the building now. This is not good for me. Faith, come back here. If you start making your way back here now, you'll be able to tell them that everything's okay and that my wedding can go back to normal. I'm sure that we can get my husband's family to understand and keep them from having this whole wedding canceled. I'm your sister-in-law, so please get back here. I'm not going back there. And after what you've done to my wheelchair, there's no way I'll be making my way back there. I can't walk on my own, right? What kind of weak reasoning is that? You have that wheelchair still, and I'm sure it's not that broken. You still have 3 wheels on it, right? Just hop back into that and wheel yourself back here. Do you really want to just let my wedding fall apart after all the hard work I've put into it? Your wedding and all the work you've put into it have nothing to do with me. You told me that I'm just a stranger to you, so why would anything that has to do with you bother me in any way? And now your brother is cutting ties with you, so you won't even have a way of coming to us asking for our help or our sympathies after what you've done to yourself. So don't try to make it seem as though I need to care about anything regarding you, because I never will. And anyway, even if I wanted to come back there and help you fix the problems you've made for yourself, you said that cripples like me are not allowed to come into that wedding. I know the rules you've laid out very well now, so don't think you can trick me into coming back. Me not coming back to that place is okay, right? I don't want to be kicked down a second time, especially now that both my hands are all scraped up and my wrists hurt a little bit. I know I said things like that before about you, but this time it's okay for you to come back and see the wedding. Please come back here and help save my wedding. If you don't come back here and make things right, then my brother will never come back here to see me on my very special day. And if he isn't here to talk my family and friends back into staying for the wedding, then it can never happen and will be ruined. Well, what about just giving up on the wedding and calling it a day after all this, Jasmine? I'm sorry, but to me, I don't think your husband is going to want to stay with you anymore now. And as for everyone else, I think they can all agree with me that after showing your true colors today, they don't want to stick around anymore. Would anyone want to watch someone have their wedding after they kicked someone out of their wheelchair and laughed while doing it, all before running away right after? I'm sorry, but whatever poor family member had to witness that will never approve of you having a wedding with your husband now. Well, even if you think that, when I did all of that to you, I thought I was doing the right thing and protecting my wedding. Well, that way of thinking is something that a lot of us here do not agree with. I've seen lots of people that are like you who happen to look down on me for being in a wheelchair and all of that, but I've never had anyone think it's okay to kick someone out of their wheelchair and laugh about it. What you'd done was really the first time I'd ever actually felt bad for myself having to end up with both my legs being unusable. Before, I was able to just ignore everyone, but this time, you took things too far. Looking down on you? Like, discrimination? I didn't plan on discriminating you in any way, though. Even if you didn't plan on it, the way you acted today was discrimination. And that was made clear as day to everyone at the wedding. Have you started to understand what everyone around you thinks about what you've done? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter if you understand or not, since the outcome of your actions will have little to do with me. So really, you can keep thinking you were in the right for what you've done to me, and I won't care. Now this is goodbye forever, you pile of crap. Forever? You're cutting ties with me as well now? Why wouldn't I be? My husband is going to be cutting ties with you to help protect me from your actions, so I'm joining him to make sure that you never have the opportunity to come near me again. Now, I hope that things can still go well for you today with that wedding, but I highly doubt they will. In the end, what Jasmine had said and done to me was shown to her husband, and after being so surprised by finally shown the true Jasmine, he asked for the whole wedding to be canceled and that everyone who was still there go home. Most of the people on his side of the family were also on their way out by this time, so hearing from him that he wanted them out of there was no surprise. She was also told that she'd have to pay for the cancellation fees regarding the canceled wedding and that her husband wouldn't be paying a cent of it. The total price ended up being around $50,000, which I'm sure she won't be able to pay off immediately. But that's what borrowing money is for, and I'm sure she'll have to be doing a lot of that to afford the cleanup after the mess she'd made. After that day, Jasmine's husband filed for divorce, and after that went through, he and his family cut ties with her and never even bothered to say goodbye. When all of that had finished, Jasmine thought that she still had the chance to get her brother and I to forgive her for what she'd done, but after coming to our house to try and beg for our forgiveness, we shut the door in her face and told her that the next time she showed up to the house, we'd have the police come and arrest her. The one nice thing about her coming to the house, though, was that I was able to hand her the bill for my wheelchair repairs, and said that she had a month to pay me back, or else I'd take her to court and have my lawyer handle her. I still think hearing and seeing all of that from her brother and I really set her mind straight and showed her that what she'd done was really not okay with anyone. But it's too late now for her mind to be set straight, as her family and husband are no longer around her anymore and have no plans of coming back to her. That poor little idiot.
Hey Rhea, are you there? I just wanted to know what you were thinking being out this late. I mean, do you have any idea at all what time it is right now? You really need to start taking more responsibility for your things. Your room is just a complete mess, and you still aren't home to clean it up at all? Honestly, just what are you thinking? You do realize that now that you're married, it is your job to make sure that your house is kept nice and tidy, don't you?
Oh, hello, Ashley. I'm sorry, but what is all of this that you're talking to me about right now? That's an awful lot of text to get through, and I'd appreciate it if you could just tell me what's going on.
Well, I took it upon myself to visit my son's house and see how he is doing with his new wife. And imagine my shock when I walked inside and realized the state of the house that my poor boy is living in. Just what do you call this mess, huh? I mean, this is your home. You really ought to be taking better care of it, don't you think? How can you even accept living like this? It's just ridiculous. What is the matter with you, Ria?
I'm really sorry that you were upset at the way our house looks when you came over unannounced, Ashley. But the fact of the matter is that I'm very, very busy with work these days, and so I can only do what I'm able to. But the other thing you should know is that basically all of the mess in our house was caused by Sam, so I shouldn't be the one that you talk to about this. After all, I'm only ever able to do a little bit of cleaning during the few spare hours that I have on the weekends. I wish that I could do more, but I just don't have enough time in the week to dedicate to keeping my house clean.
You don't have enough time? Do you have any idea how obvious it is that you're just making up excuses for yourself right now? Listen to me. The matter of fact that you are married now, you're someone's wife, and you need to get that through your head. I mean, you may be working now, but your primary job should be taking care of the house and your husband. You do know that, don't you?
You think that my first priority should always be to keep my house clean and serve my husband? I'm sorry, but I'm just not sure if I agree with that at all. Besides, if Sam has any complaints about the way that we're living, he hasn't said anything to me about anything. So I think that I must be doing enough for him as things stand, or else I'm sure that Sam would have said something to me by now. So while I do appreciate your concern about the state of Sam and I's marriage, I really think that there's nothing to be worried about at all.
You really have no idea what you're talking about at all, do you? None of what you said changes the fact that you are married and have different duties than before you were unmarried.
I understand perfectly what you're saying, Ashley. What I'm saying is that my marriage is between my husband and you don't get to make demands of me.
I'm not talking about Sam at all, so you quit bringing up and trying to use him as a shield to hide behind, okay? I'm doing my duty as your mother-in-law to make sure that you are taking care of my son and doing your job as his wife. You think that Sam knows how to judge whether or not a wife is doing what she should be doing? Of course not. That's why it's my job as your mother-in-law to make sure that you're doing everything correctly. Because it is obvious to me that neither you nor Sam have your expectations set correctly, and it is my job to make sure that you learn your duty as my son's wife. So quit telling me, bringing up my son, and tell me that the messes are his, or that he doesn't have any complaints. You don't get to badmouth your husband ever. Do you understand me?
So I suppose I should just keep my mouth shut, wait on Sam hand and foot, and let you tell me exactly how my marriage should be going?
You really have got some nerve talking to me like this, do you know that? I knew that you were going to be no good for my son, but I didn't know that you were going to be such a brat. And even now, you're just out on the town having fun and completely shirking your duties to your husband right now. You don't tell me that you're doing all you can when you're out partying right now.
And just who said anything about me being out partying, huh? You are making that up entirely in your head, Ashley. I am out working right now, if you must know. I told you that I'm busy, and I meant it.
You really think that you can just tell me that you're working and have that be enough for me to believe you and leave you alone? I'm not going to allow myself to be fooled by you at all. There is no way that you're working right now, and I'm not going to fall for your little lie.
I am not lying to you one bit, Ashley. If you don't want to believe me, then that is on you, but don't you dare call me a liar. I have a second job that I have to work at night for, and I have to work this in order to contribute to our family's expenses. That is why I am always too busy to do things like clean the house or do the laundry. I am just too busy with my jobs to be able to do the housekeeping on top of that.
There you again, making up all kinds of excuses just because you don't want to admit that you're a failure of a wife who needs guidance from her mother-in-law.
I already told you that I am not making excuses, Ashley. Why are you acting this way towards me? I just don't understand where you get off.
You know I didn't just show up to your unannounced. If you must know, it was Sam who called me over actually. He told me that his place was a complete mess and that he needed me to come over right away. He told me that he can't stand living like this anymore and wanted my help. Can you believe that your husband feels so alone and hopeless about his living situation that he turned to his mother and not you? Don't you think that tells you a lot about what you need to know? But then he asked me not to mention a word of any of this to you because he actually thinks that you're kind and caring, if you can believe it. He didn't want you to know a word about this, but I was not going to sit back and let you just slide by without realizing just what you're doing to your poor husband.
So that's what's really going on here then, is it? I really don't know why Sam just couldn't have been a little more patient with me. I already told him that I would clean the house as soon as I had a chance and that there was nothing to worry about at all.
I have no idea what you're talking about at all. You really expect me to believe that you were ever going to take care of this mess? If you were going to do it, then you would have done it already. That much is obvious to me. But now it's clear that you need to be taught about what being a good wife means. You are a lazy slacker who is taking advantage of your husband, and I'm not going to allow that any longer.
Are you even reading a word from the messages that I've been sending you? If you're not even going to listen to what I'm trying to tell you, then I think this conversation is over. I am going to have a little chat with Sam about all of this and let him know just how I feel about you coming into our house and criticizing me like this.
I really just can't believe that you're doing this again, Rhea. When are you going to learn, huh? I mean, do you really think it's okay for you to be out this late when you're a married woman? Don't you realize the damage you're doing to your marriage by being this selfish? You're just a stain on my family as far as I'm concerned.
What is it now, Ashley? What could you possibly want? What is it that you're messaging me about now, huh? Because I am getting sick and tired of getting these kinds of messages from you.
I just mean that every single day this week you have been out all night doing who knows what, and you are completely ignoring the work that needs to be done at your house. You really are such an irresponsible girl, and you need someone to teach you a lesson. But I have been over with this every week, and I can't even say that I'm disappointed in you anymore.
Hold on a second. Have you really been coming over to our house every single day this week? Why are you doing that? What are you doing that you need to come over to our house so often? And if you're going to be doing that, I would really appreciate it if you'd message me beforehand about you coming over. Although if you really want to know, I have made sure that the house is much, much cleaner than it was a few days ago.
Actually, the reason that I've been coming over is try and see how you're doing. I just need to know whether or not you're still someone who deserves to be married to my son.
Excuse me? You can't be serious about that, right? Are you really saying you're coming over to try and inspect me or something?
I'm just doing what any good mother would and making sure that their son's wife is up to the level that she should be. Is that really so wrong?
Did you really just ask if that's wrong for you to judge your son's wife? Yes, of course that's wrong.
Well, that is what I was afraid that you would say. Although, just from the times I've come over and the conversations we've had, it's clear to me that you are, in fact, not good enough to be with my son. But you should also know that I've taken it upon myself to throw away all your belongings from here, so you shouldn't even bother coming back home here. Now that you spend any time in your own home anyways, you're always out doing who knows what. You really ought to be ashamed of yourself. I mean, do you think this is any way for a married woman to be acting? Don't you feel bad for your husband at all? I'm sure that there are a million other women out there who would be a much better match for Sam.
Hold on a second. Did you really just tell me that you threw away my stuff? Please tell me that you weren't serious about that. Did you really do that?
Of course I did it. You think that I would lie to you about that? Unlike you, I'm not all talk. I act too.
For the last time, I am telling you that I am not out partying or whatever it is that you think I spend my nights doing, Ashley. I am literally working my second job that I need to do in order to support the two of us. But you took my being out of the house tonight as a sign that you could just throw away all of my things? How could you do that to me? What is the matter with you?
What is the matter with me? I want to know what the matter with you is, that what you think you can go run around doing whatever you want at all hours of the night. I only did this because it was obvious that you weren't going to be changing your night-crawling ways anytime soon. I tried to warn you, but you just wouldn't listen to me. You gave me no other choice but to take matters in my own hands.
Have you been reading a single one of these messages that I've been sending you? Why is it like I'm trying to talk to a brick wall when it comes to you? I have told you over and over and over again that I am not going out at night to have fun or party or see friends or anything at all like that. I am out every single night because I am busy working. Don't you get that? I am working to support my husband and I, in fact.
I don't care how many times you repeat the same thing over and over and over to me, because I know that every time you do is nothing but lie. You're a liar, and you're making my husband work all around the clock so that you can do whatever you want. You just want to take advantage of Sam and have him pay for your crazy lifestyle. Admit it. Or don't. I don't care. It doesn't matter at all to me anymore. Know that I've thrown out all your stuff. You're not welcome back to that house anymore. Do you understand me? You are on your own from here on, Ria.
Well, okay then. I guess you can go ahead and wish Sam good luck when he only earns about $300 a month.
Wait, what? What is that supposed to mean? Why would you say that he only earns $300 a month? What on earth are you talking about?
You know what? I am not going to go along with this conversation anymore. I don't even know why I waste my time with you to begin with. In fact, I already am starting to feel as if a big weight is being lifted off of my shoulders now that you've kicked me out. It's like I'm finally free. I'll even do you one further and tell you that Sam and I are going to be getting a divorce now. Go ahead and let him know that we are through.
Now you hold on there for just a moment. You and I aren't through here until I saw that we're through. Now you rewind and tell me exactly what you meant when you said that he only makes $300 a month. That doesn't make any sense at all, and you will explain yourself right now.
You mean you're finally starting to listen to what I'm trying to tell you? Well, it's about time. Actually, I think it's a bit late if you really want to know. But if you want to know the truth about what's going on, you would be better off asking Sam yourself. Got it? All I've done is tell you the truth about what I've been doing, but you just refuse to listen to me. But the facts of the matter are that I haven't been the one going out and partying every night. That has actually been your son.
Hold on just a moment there. You must be getting the number wrong. There's no way that my son is making such little money. Surely you meant to say that he's earning $300 a month, right? Did you really think I was going to fall for that lie? How dare you keep trying to shift the blame for everything on my son? You have really got some nerve. Just what is even the point of doing that, huh? What do you think you have against him that you need to keep lying to me about you too?
You want to talk about trying to shift the blame onto people? You were the one who threw away all of my stuff to try and get me to end things with Sam, right? Well, guess what? You've won. Congrats! You're going to get your way, and Sam and I are going to get a divorce. You did it! I hope that you're happy, because I never ever want anything to do with you or him ever again as long as I live. Now, good luck supporting Sam when he makes so little on his own, and whatever happens next, leave me out of it.
Ria, are you there? I was just hoping that you and I could chat about something really quickly. I tried calling you earlier, but you didn't pick up. Are you busy right now? I really do need to talk to you about this.
I am busy, and I don't want to hear your voice even if I wasn't. If you have something that you want to say to me, you can type it out here, thank you very much.
Ria, come now. Why are you acting this way towards me? We're family, aren't we? You should know better than this.
Family? Us? That's very rich. But no, we're not family. Just hurry up and tell me what you want already.
Well, the thing is that I talked to Sam about you moving out and all, and the divorce.
I really hope that you told him the part where you threw away all of my things and basically left me with no other choice but to leave.
Well, the thing is that Sam and I were talking about all of this, right? And I mentioned to him about what you told me with his lack of money and all, and well, it's true.
I know that. I was the one who told you about that in the first place, and you just kept insisting that I was lying to you, remember? Is that what you came to talk to me about? Because I've already told you the whole truth, and I don't have anything else to say to you. I was honest with you through and through, and you just refused to listen to me.
I know, I didn't listen, but I didn't believe it. I was sure that there was some kind of mistake going on, but then Sam explained it all to me, and it was only then that I realized you were being honest with me.
Well, I'm glad that you've learned that I've been nothing but honest with you over this, but just how many times did you make me explain this to you? You didn't listen to me. You didn't believe me. You ignored all that I was trying to tell you. This is all your fault. So I really have no idea why we're even talking right now.
I thought that you were spending all your nights out of the house partying or something while Sam was working hard to fund your lifestyle. I was just trying to be a good mother and protect my son. Surely you can understand that, right?
I understand that I explained the truth to you over and over again, and you just never listened to me at all. But I don't see how any of this has anything to do with me at all now.
I know, but you can just stop all this and go back to the way things were, can't you?
What do you mean, go back to the way things were? You mean you want me to pretend like none of the past few days happened? You can't be serious about that, right?
I just mean that Sam is so upset with me right now. He's really, really mad. He keeps going on about how it's my fault that you want to leave him. Because he's telling me that he doesn't want to divorce you at all. He doesn't want any of this to be happening. So please, can we just pull all this silliness behind us and go back to the way things were? I realize now that I may have made a mistake here.
You really are one of the most selfish people I've ever met. You know that? I mean, you were the one who threw away my things, and now you want me to come back?
Oh, don't worry. I did my best to get back as much of your stuff as I could. Of course, I sold a lot of your clothes, so those are gone forever, I'm afraid. But I have a bunch of boxes in the house with your name on them. If I return your things to you, will you please not leave my son like this?
Oh, well, thank you so much for getting my stuff, but the answer is still no. We're going to get a divorce, and that is final.
Please, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. I can't take off my son. I thought that was going to be your job from now on.
Ashley continued to blow up my phone, and I finally had to tell her that I was going to block her and that she would be hearing from my lawyer for what she did with my things. Even Sam began to reach out to me and beg me to come back, but even he gave in and signed the divorce papers finally. The next month, he wasn't able to afford rent in our old place and was forced to move out. He told his mom that since this was all her fault, that he would be moving in with her for the foreseeable future. As for me, after Ashley threw away my things, I moved to a new place and didn't tell either of them where my new address was. Although I have heard through the grapevine that Ashley and Sam are fighting every single night as Sam refuses to get a job and demands that his mom pays for everything. It seems like she's finally realized what a lazy leech her son is, but I'm afraid that it's far too late for her to do anything about that now.